The old woman loved her daughters, but she adored her hen. And when that hen went missing, she went to her oldest daughter and said, "Please go find my hen." Now that girl had no interest in hen hunting, but she also knew she had no choice. So she went out and stomped around in the shrubbery. "Where is that hen? Where is that stupid hen?" Then she heard a voice. "Your hen is in the hill. Your hen is in the hill." How does a hen get inside a hill? Well, she stomped up that hill looking for that hen and never saw the crack that opened up under her feet and sent her plunging down inside the hill. She never saw anything until she landed flat on her back looking up at a troll who said, "Will you marry me?" "No, I won't marry you. I just want my mother's hen." The troll picked her up, ripped off her head, threw head and body into his storeroom. The next morning, that old woman said to her second daughter, "Please go find my hen. And if you see your sister, send her home too." Now that second girl had no desire to go hen hunting. She also had no choice. She went outside stomping around. She heard, "Your hen is in the hill. Your hen is in the hill." She went up the hill, never saw the crack, ended up looking straight up at the troll. "Will you marry me?" "No, I'm looking for my mother's hen. And my sister too, if you have her." And the troll picked her up, ripped her head off, threw head and body into his storeroom. So on the third morning, the old woman went to her youngest daughter. "Would you please go find my hen? Oh, and bring your sisters home too if you happen to see them." Now that third girl really didn't want to go hen hunting, and she knew she had no choice. But she was a more thoughtful girl, and when she went outside, instead of stomping and muttering, she started thinking, where might a hen go? What might a hen want to do? Then she heard the voice, "Your hen is in the hill. Your hen is in the hill." Well, she went up the hill, but she went a bit slowly and she went a bit carefully, and she was able to see the crack as it opened up beneath her feet. And although it did not save her from falling in, at least it meant she was falling feet first, and she could see that she was falling into a gigantic underground castle. And she grabbed a wall and she wiggled out into a tunnel, and she went through the tunnel and started looking around, and she had explored the whole castle and found her sisters, or what was left of them, before the troll found her. So when he said, "Will you marry me?" she said, "Yes." And he made her his wife immediately. Well, some time passed. The girl and the troll were sitting together after dinner, and a goat, an unwary goat that had wandered too close to that magic crack in the hill, came tumbling down and landed on the floor in front of the troll. The troll immediately picked the goat up, ripped its head off, and the girl said, "Wait, what are you doing that for?" "Well, it's just a stupid goat." "It might just be a stupid goat to you, but that goat could be my friend." "What do you need a friend for?" "Well, I'm here all by myself. You go off in the daytime and that's fine, and you come back at night and that's fine, but those days are long and quiet, and I really could use something like a goat to talk to, but I can't now because you just didn't think about me. You just went and ripped the head off the goat without even thinking about what I might want in the goat." The troll said, "Hang on, give me your needle and give me that thread." And he picked up the goat, and he picked up the head, and he sewed the head back on the goat. And then he reached up into a cupboard and he pulled down a glass bottle labeled "Water of Life." He poured some on the goat, and the goat was as good as new. "You happy now?" "Yeah, but think about me next time." Well, days passed, and one fine morning, the girl showed the troll her sad face. What's wrong with you? Well, I'm worried about my mother. She doesn't have anybody. All three of her daughters are gone, and so is her hen, and I just don't think she's doing too well. Well, you're not going visiting her. Oh, I know that, but I was kind of hoping that if I packed up some food and some things she might need, you would take it to her. Not me, you would take it to her after you get home tonight. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. So after the troll had left for the day, the girl ran down to the storage room. She picked up her oldest sister, both parts. She sewed her oldest sister's head back on, and she took that bottle of water of life. She poured it over her sister's head, and her sister was as good as new. So she had the sister get in a bag, a big bag, and they put food around her and some soft things and some cloth and everything to make her look like just a lumpy bag. And the girl tied it shut, put it out on the porch. And when the troll came home, he picked it up and he said, "Oh, this is heavy. What's in it?" "Just some stuff my mother needs, okay?" "All right." Well, the troll went a little ways away from his hill, and he set the bag down. And what does she have in this bag? But as he started to untie it, the girl, who was watching through that magic spy hole, which she had found early on, called out, "I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing." And the troll said, and he took the bag and left it on the mother's porch. Came home. Well, some time passed, and the girl again showed the troll a really sad face. And the troll said, "What now?" "Well, again, my mother. I know she's not too smart, and I'd like to send her some more food." "Well, okay." So this time the girl, of course, sewed her second sister's head back on, poured water of life over her, and they packed the second sister in the bag with all kinds of not only food but gold and jewels, tied it shut. Again, the girl said to the troll, "Don't even think of untying this." The troll picked it up and he went, "That's even heavier than the one before. What is she doing?" But he walked a little further away from the hill. When he put it down and he started to untie it, the sister inside the bag called out, "I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing." And the troll, oops, and he picked the bag up and took it and left it on the mother's porch and came home. Well, the girl waited some more time, and then one fine morning, she didn't get out of bed. "Aren't you going to make me breakfast?" No, I don't feel so good. Could you just go away and don't come back till midnight? I'll feel like cooking by then." "Very well." And off the troll went. So the girl climbed very quickly out of bed, and she started packing that bag up with every piece of gold and silver and jewels and good food, fine linen, everything she could find. She packed it until she could barely carry it. And then she went into the parlor and she opened that cupboard and she switched the bottles so that the bottle water of life said water of death, and the water of death said water of life. And then she took her churn and she put it in one of her dresses, and she put the dressed up churn and the spinning wheel on the roof of the castle. And then she and the goat went as fast as they could back to the girl's mother's house, where they waited. Now the troll came home at midnight. There's one thing you must know about trolls that I haven't told you yet. They're very, very nearsighted. And the moon was kind of dim and the clouds were kind of thick, and he looked up and he was sure he saw his wife on that roof. "Hey, what are you doing up there? You're supposed to be cooking me dinner." Well, his wife didn't answer. "I said, what are you doing up there? You're supposed to be cooking me dinner." Still no answer. So the troll reached up and grabbed the corner of his wife's skirt, and he pulled, and down came the butter churn, and down came the spinning wheel, and the butter churn hit the troll on the head so hard it cracked his skull open. And the troll knew that if he didn't do something, he'd have to, oh my it hurt so bad. And he stumbled into his parlor and he opened that door. He could barely see, oh, water of life, yes. And he opened it up and he poured it over his head. But it was the water of death. And he collapsed into immediately. That was the end of the troll. Nobody ever saw the troll again. And all the people in the district kind of wondered what had happened to the troll. And the three sisters, they never said a word. But their mother, while she admitted the goat was cute, continued to lament for her missing hen.